So I have a few photos that I've gathered from Pinterest, and I think I'm going to start with doing gestures first of some of the poses. Now, like I said, I haven't found an exact pose of what I want from the view that I want, so I'm going to also be trying to see if I can translate what I learned from these gestures into the actual view that I want. All right, so the first one looks a little bit cartoony, and I probably didn't quite get a good gesture, but let's keep going and see what happens. All right, I've done a couple now, a couple of gestures, as you can see, well, sketches. And I'm going to have a go at the pose that I want for my leopard. So let's see how we go with that. Alright, so I found out the pose was similar to this one, but this one is actually climbing a tree. I forgot to put that in. Let me go back to that reference. The tree was coming out here. Now mine's going to be on the ground, and there's going to be, if we look at the first sheet, my panther is going to be sitting here, basically here, and there's going to be a horse here. I'm not too sure on where to put this, whether I should just leave it as crouching. That's the elbow, perhaps, I don't know, and then sort of like really focus on really strong shoulders and the angle of this coming out, whether to have this elbow back here but then I've got both elbows back, or whether to have one coming out the front. I'm not convinced, but this is the pose of the panther, of the black leopard, that I want to go with. So I need to figure out these front legs, the placement of that, so that it fits nicely with my concept. Once I've got the pose worked out, then I can do the pose of the horse, and then I can do a rough of the landscape, and then put all of those elements together. So yeah, a lot more cat studies, especially for these front legs, and I'll have to go into some facial studies as well. But as you can see, the angle for the face is going to be kind of profile, but we can see a bit of the top of the head because it's crouched and we are looking down onto it. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I went ahead and did a head study, as you can see. This isn't the head position I'm going to use in my painting, but it is good to do studies from reference before I actually try to interpret how it's going to look from the angle I'm actually going to use. It's kind of like trying to understand the forms involved in the leopard's head so that I can turn them and be more familiar with them when I do that, because I can't find an exact reference for the position and angle that I want. Also, I did more big cat studies that I didn't record, and I'll show them at the end of this video. And I've also gone ahead and started to draw directly on my canvas to get a better idea of how things will work or not work on the final painting at true size. And it also gives me a chance to fix any final positional issues, and there have been a lot of issues that I've had to fix. I ended up choosing on a placement for the leopard's limbs, and where it is going to be placed on the actual canvas quite easily after doing these studies and actually doing the drawing or the sketching process actually on the final canvas. The hardest part so far has been the horse. Positioning its limbs, especially, well, actually all 4 limbs really, getting the right perspective that I want, as well as the proportions, the gesture, the emotional feel, the weight, that kind of thing. It's been very, very difficult for me. For some reason, I'm just having a lot of issues with that. And I am trying to work it all out, and it is going to take some time. And as you can see from the picture, I have probably erased and redrawn this horse so many times, and it still needs adjusting to get the proper twist and turn and torsion of the body and the weight as well, which isn't where I want it to be at the moment. But I am enjoying the process of figuring that out, what's working and what isn't working, and actually learning how to fix it. So I think I'm going to be doing a lot more horse studies, because the horse is the main subject of the painting, and I really want that to stand. I really want the viewer to feel the weight of it. So I will definitely be doing more of that, but I'm quite happy with the leopard. The position where it is on the canvas, the position of the limbs and the angles of the leopard I'm quite happy with, that I ended up figuring out after redrawing that a couple of times. But the horse is definitely the most difficult part at the moment, so I am not going to move ahead with this until I have a good understanding of what is going wrong and how to fix it. So this canvas is going to get very, very dirty as I keep rubbing things out and drawing things back in, but I'm okay with that, because what I'll do is, once I've got it figured out, I'm going to do a wash of probably burnt umber or something like that, and then I'll use watered down paint to, put in the final lines, or whatever you want to call it, so that it makes it easier for me to see when I actually go to paint it. So that's where I'm at the moment. Very exciting, and I really hope this works out, because I do have a beautiful frame for it.